Hi, my friends. Master Boone Brown, Ancient Ways Martial Arts Academy, here for your Monday Insight. Today is December 3rd, 2018, and being the first Monday of the month, it's my planning day. Not that we didn't plan December already, don't get me wrong, but this is the day that we kind of go through. I kind of go through it and make things a little bit more solid with our plans. Other stuff that goes on today, too, because we are rapidly going towards January. I go ahead and start planning out the entire 2019. And I wanted to kind of illustrate to you the importance of this so that maybe it's one of those things you can adopt in your personal life. And so this is a story I heard years ago. They interviewed an entire graduating class of Harvard Business graduates. And they said, how many of you write down your plans, write down your action items to achieve those goals, and keep it in a journal? And there was a pretty good minority of them raised their hands and said that they did so. They talked to the students about the value of that, and then they went on about their way. 10 years later, they revisit all of these graduates who are now professionals out in the world, and they found that those that had said yes and that they kept those journals and wrote down their plans and their goals and their action items were by far the most successful of that graduating class. And then in business, those who had done the best. The second most successful group was the group that had adopted that habit of writing down their goals and setting their action items, keeping it in a journal. The group that was the least successful was the group that had never adopted the habit of writing down their goals. And so I hope that illustrates to you the importance of doing what I'm going to suggest that you do, and kind of illustrate too why we go to such lengths to do it. And so here's the way we do it here at Ancient Ways. Oh, and really, guys, before you start doing a plan like this, you kind of got to know where you are as well. So if I say, hey, meet me in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I drop you off in the middle of a desert, which direction are you going to go? You have no idea because you don't know where you are. You've got to know where you are before you can make a plan on where you want to go. And so that's true with any type of plan. And so make an assessment of where you are financially, personally, psychologically, and know exactly where you are in your life and what you're ready for before you really dive into something. Now, all right, so with that, here's what we do. Down at Office Max, it's not Office Depot anymore, Office Max or Staples, they sell these big, giant laminated calendars, and it's for the whole year. And it's two-sided. One side is horizontal, and the other side's portrait. And so you take it, it's got a little Velcro already on it, and so you Velcro it to the back of a door, and it's in the door of my office. And on that calendar, first thing, all of the international and national holidays are pretty much already on there, but then the next thing that we put on there are all of the other holidays that may be local. And you may be, what? Stuff that's going to affect what we do. Stuff that affects what we do. The Heritage Festival, what we used to call the DeSoto Celebration. Can't plan much around that time period because the community's busy. Can't plan much around Super Bowl Sunday. Can't plan much around the county fair, or the state fair affects a little bit too. If we know of any major releases of movies, we want those on there. Believe it or not, we put those on there too. Any other major things that are going on that we just know? Okay, it's their election day, election day, or it is tax day or whatever. We know that those are time periods when we're probably going to avoid planning too much around that time period. And so we do that. So those are written on there. Then we go through and we write down birthdays of important people here at the studio, hours and stuff like that. And then we go through and we list the big stuff. The big stuff being black belt graduations, regular belt rank graduations, We Warrior graduations, tournament dates, and then we'll go through and we'll look at maybe some of the other smaller things that we're going to do, the parents' night outs, the workshops for self-defense or jiu-jitsu or balisong or a screamer or glow chucks or whatever it is. We put those on there as well so that those have their spacing and we know exactly what we're doing each month for the whole year. We also go through and we look at camps when the schools are going to be out. What's a long weekend for you guys? Because we don't want to plan anything then. Like if it's Veterans Day or Memorial Day or whatever, that's a long weekend for a lot of you, and you're gone. So for us to plan something on a Saturday when everybody's out of town doesn't make sense. And so we put those on there as well. We may be running camps, and so which we usually do. So we put in every day the kids are out of school. We also, even though we don't run an after-school program, I still like to know when those half-day Wednesdays are for public school. And I will say, for those of you that are in private school, encourage the planners at your private school and this just makes sense. And I know a couple private schools that do this. Tell them and explain to them that they may want to schedule the time off, spring break, Christmas break, all that, so that it's identical with public school. And here's why. So say you got a kid who needs a little bit of a special type of schooling that's only available at BCS, Brandon Christian School, or St. Stephen's, or Broach, or Center Montessori School, or wherever. And then you got another kid who needs a special type of training that only comes from another school, or maybe it's public schools suitable. And so now you got two kids, and you'd love to take a family break for Thanksgiving, but one's got 2 days off, and the other one's got the whole week off. And so private schools, if you're listening, go ahead and plan your schedule around the public schools. That's what we do, and it just makes it easier. And because you never know what people are going to have. And I always find it frustrating being a guy who runs camps that we start our camp at such and such day, and yet this school has already been out for 2 weeks, and these kids their parents are desperate for us to watch their kids because they have to work, and there are no camps available because none of the daycares are set up to handle them yet. And so try to plan your schedule around that. I know Center Montessori School does that for the most part, but the other schools need to do that too. All right, moving on. So once we have all of those things in place, now we've got pretty much our year laid out for us. You got to be flexible. Things have got to be able to change because you're going to have stuff that's going to pop up. Now we go through and we list our time off here too. So Miss Tanya and her husband Mark like to take off occasionally and go down to this little place they have. I'm not going to say where. Down south of here, it's a beach area where they are allowed to take their two little boys, Mario and Luigi, their pugs, and go to the beach. And not a lot of places allow dogs on the beach, so they go specifically to this place, and they've been going for years, and they love it. Also, Miss Tanya likes to visit home in Hamburg, Germany, on Thanksgiving because flights are cheaper than they are at Christmas time, and that way she can be home here with Mark for Christmas, which is awesome for them both. And so we plan her vacations way ahead of time. My family and I have to be really careful with ours because if we all go on vacation together, Miss Tanya's working by herself or with somebody helping her out, like Chris. Chris helps her out, and who knows who else is going to be here to help her out. But as we go look at that, we try to schedule so that we are on our break at a time period when the school is either very, very low attendance or closed. And so we close typically the week of 4th of July every summer so that I can go to the Martial Arts Super Show, and we try to take a family vacation at that time period as well. And just to include it in the whole thing. It's all an educational thing. And because, I mean, even if we go someplace on vacation, I'm still going to a martial arts school somewhere and seeing how their school's laid out and how they do things because that's kind of the way I am. Anyway, so, we used to close the week between Christmas and New Year's. And I think that's been kind of an ongoing thing. But because Tanya takes off for Thanksgiving, that Thanksgiving week, she has, for the last couple of years, said, I'll just work Christmas. And so we do an abridged schedule so she doesn't have very much that she's got to teach. And so she runs the camp and teaches the classes. I don't know if we're going to continue to do that. That just seems like a lot, and I don't want her to work some serious long hours during the holidays. That's not fair to her, and I don't want to be that employer, But by having all this laid out on there, we know exactly what the year is going to pretty much look like, and it makes it so much easier for us. Now the difficulty comes with keeping up with it because there's a lot that has to be done when an event comes up that you need to do. I've had people complain to us that they didn't know about an event that we had been talking about for 2 months in the studio. Because a lot of times you talk to kids about something and they're like, cool, can't wait to get home and play Fortnite. And they don't even tell their parents, oh yeah, there's a tournament or there's graduation or whatever. And we hand out flyers that oftentimes end up on the floor in the garbage or in the bathroom or whatever. And then we post it to Facebook, but a lot of people don't do Facebook. We email it, and a lot of people just delete their email. We send it as a text, and the text goes to a link to our blog post about it that your phone may or may not open, or you may go, oh, it's Ancient Ways again, they're bugging me, and just delete it, and then you don't know what's going on. And so it's really difficult for us to communicate everything that's going on here. But believe me, we try. And so I want to kind of go through our process here to give you a for instance, and this again is a part of our planning. And so this is my laptop that I bring up to I'm in the front office today because it is Monday. I try to do more up here so I can watch people coming and going out of the door and still get my work done. If I'm back in my office, I get the headphones on, I get to working, and I don't know what's going on. And people come in and do martial arts without me even knowing they're here. So So anyway, so this has got my agenda on here for our staff meeting tomorrow, and a couple of things that I do and that I recommend you do too is to not do everything. You have to learn to delegate, and it's awfully hard to do sometimes. But to give you a for instance, this coming Saturday, hint hint, is our holiday sale. And so there's a lot of stuff that we have to get done. I'm going to run through just a small portion of it. And I do it on the computer first, and I'll go over why. So on here, we've got to move the tables to the back. That's been assigned to a couple of people, and get the tables set up in the back. They have to. I have to print all the little items, the packages and stuff that are going to go on there. And so, like if somebody says, "Oh, I want the summer camp package," they just pick up one of the little cards. It's a little folding A-frame. They bring it to the front desk. That's the item they're purchasing. And it's inventoried and everything, so they can go ahead and purchase that. If they're buying a sword or a uniform or whatever, that's up there too. They just bring it to the front desk and boom, it's good. So we got to load up all the tables, all the stuff. Then we got to cover it because you're not allowed to see it till Saturday. And so it all gets covered. So that's a lot of work, and that's been assigned to almost all of us. Then we got to hand out flyers. All of us are responsible for that. We got to hand out golden tickets. If you don't know what a golden ticket is, here's what a golden ticket is. It is each of the golden tickets has a secret code on the back. That secret code, you're not allowed to know what that means until Saturday at the sale. And so when you come in Saturday, you go, I got a golden ticket. What do I get? It's got free stuff. It's got enormous discounts. These are the really, really special things. And so you definitely want to get a golden ticket. Here's how you get a golden ticket. Be the hardest working kid in class or student in class. If you are out there tearing it up, screaming and yelling, doing great work, you're getting a golden ticket. Okay, this is the way it works. We're trying to hand out 5 or 6 a day between now and Saturday, and so definitely work hard to get that golden ticket. And we're all responsible for handing those out. All right, we're going to announce about the holiday sale in class and go over some of the details of it. We're also going to email everybody repeatedly. I have a campaign that is set up ready to roll. We're going to phone call those students who are near their time to renew and give them talk to them about the holiday offer, because our prices are going up in January. We want them to renew before then so that they don't get hit with a higher rate. I love it when people save money. And then we're also going to announce it on Facebook. I know a lot of you don't do Facebook, and that's okay. We're still going to put it out there. And on Instagram, which are owned by the same people. I'm going to put it on the blog and then text people about it so that it links back to the blog. Texting costs us a little bit of money. And also, you're not allowed to put a whole bunch of stuff on a text. And so, and you know me, you're just watching this, you know I'm long-winded. And so I've got a lot to say, and so texting doesn't really work for us. So that's why we redirect it in a link back to our blog post so that you can read more about it and get the flyer and everything. All right, we're also going to do roadside promotion. Mr. Chris and myself and maybe somebody else who wants to make a little money going to stand out by the road with our karate gift box sign. We even have my good friend Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle, who has said that he can come and help us out and stand out by the road and wave at people. So that's pretty cool. He's always available. We're also still trying to get so that Santa can be here Saturday. I've not got confirmation yet, but we're trying. The reason we like to have Santa here on Saturday is because a lot of you haven't had the chance, I know it's busy, the chance to go and sit on his lap, tell him what you want. And if you do go, they have a photographer there who's going to make $4 million in a day off all the people so that you can have a little keychain with your picture on it. So the way we like to do it, we like to have Santa here. You take the picture with your cell phone or bring your good camera or whatever, and then you take it to Walgreens and you can print it up however you want it, or Cafe Press or whatever, so that you can do that. And so that's what we're trying to do. I'm not sure he's going to be here, but that's assigned to someone on my staff to do. Also, for the parents and for our adult students, we will have breakfast for you on Saturday. Miss Tanya is in charge of making sure that's arranged and set up and ready to go as well. And so we got all this set up, but guys, I'm not doing all of this. I'm assigning to somebody else. So the part of it that I'm doing goes in my journal. And so the journal is really like ideas that I need to take care of, but also that's the stuff that's assigned specifically to me, the things that I need to take care of personally. And the journal is also good for a lot of other things too. Let's say, how many of you ever had that one idea when you're driving along, you're like, oh my God, that's $1 million idea. And you got no paper or pen to write it down on. I pull over, I write it in my journal, and normally it's not $1 million idea, but it's something prevalent to the studio, something that's going to help you or the studio to do better. And so I write it down. And unfortunately, guys, you have the shower thoughts where you get like a really good idea in the shower, and the minute I start drying my head, boom, it's gone. I forget. Oh, what was that idea? It's gone. I need one of these waterproofs so I can do the shower. Anyway, so that's how we plan the whole year. And that's how we plan to delegate our activities and things that we're going to do. And that's how we keep track of stuff. And guys, if you want to be successful, whether you're playing tennis or swimming or doing martial arts or playing piano or doing your job or being strong in your academics, or even in your personal life, there's something you're trying to achieve, whether you're lifting weights next door or jumping rope or doing push-ups or whatever, make a plan. A failure to plan is a plan to fail. And so just keep that in mind, and then let's get ready for 2019, and let's knock this baby out of the park. Looking forward to seeing you guys in class. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You know I'm always here for you. All right, bye.